welcome to healthyhouseplants.com, where we teach you all about gardening in the great indoors. Today's video is sponsored by our Amazon affiliate link, which you can see in the description below. Today's video is about reviving a Dumbcane, also known as a Dieffenbachia, and that's what this is. And this video is in response to a subscriber's request, so thank you, Christina, for a great idea. So here we have a Dieffenbachia, also known as a Dumbcane. Just in case you're wondering why it's known as a Dumbcane, this is from a class of plants where what is located in the stems of the plant are what are called oxalate crystals, and these crystals are kind of are very like little tiny shards of glass. What happens if you bite into this, so I wouldn't recommend it, is that those little shards of glass will in fact cut your mouth, and it can cut, and if you swallow, can cut the inside of your throat, and then that's why they call it Dumbcane, because it may swell enough where you can't talk. So that is something to keep in mind with this plant around pets, as well as small children, and most adults would be okay, but just an FYI, that's why it's called that, and to be careful. Okay, so I have a Dumbcane here, Dieffenbachia here, and she is she's not doing wonderfully. She's not doing horribly, but she's not doing wonderfully, but she does need a little help so that she can start looking really nice, because there are Dieffenbachias that they're very beautiful plants when they're properly cared for. The leaves get huge and beautiful, and they have a really, as you can see, the nice variegation in their leaves that becomes even more pronounced when they're healthy and get big and nice and strong. So first thing you want to do with any Dieffenbachia that is ailing is to go ahead and remove foliage that isn't doing well. And actually this foliage just doesn't, some of it needs to be cut, some of it's just coming right off. Let's pull that off. Okay, now she's cleaned up fairly well. We have something here that I'm going to go ahead, and it was a leaf that started to form, but it started to die back, so I'm just going to get rid of it. And also now you can make her look better too if you would like, by cutting off any brown tips. So you can see I cut off some brown tips there. Shape them as you like. That will make you feel better and her feel better as well if you don't see those tips. Now, okay, so general care for the Dieffenbachia. Number one, the watering is a little bit tricky with these guys, because while the plant definitely cannot dry out, you don't want to dry her out, at the same time you don't want to overwater her. And often what happens is she does get overwatered. This is especially true if she's planted in a heavy mix. I did get this plant it was already in this mix. You can see it's a pretty heavy mix. That's not ideal for the Dieffenbachia. So I am going to repot her in a lighter mix. This is ProMix BX, which I like for potting soil. And I'm going to add, because she is a little stressed, this is some worm castings, so vermicompost, add some of that. I'm also going to add some humic acid, which I talk about in another video, the link's below, and the importance of that. So I'm going to pour in some humic acid. So these are all some really good things to help this Dieffenbachia get revived and get healthier. And you will see also that there is pumice in this for drainage, so perlite or pumice in the mix as well, and it's a lighter mix. It's not so barky. These barky mixes are used quite a bit by growers, but they can hold, and they do, one of the reasons they do that is they hold water so they don't have to water the plant as much. Unfortunately, plants that are susceptible to root rot, like Dieffenbachia, will rot in these mixes. So I'm going to go ahead and take her out of the mix. Now, I did choose a pot, which I believe will be the right size for her. As I mentioned in another video, you always want a 2/3 plant to 1/3 pot ratio, which this looks like it is that. So this is a good sized pot. In this pot as well, I have, this is actually drywall tape. You can also use screen, so that will keep the soil in so it doesn't keep falling out every time you water. So I have that in there already prepared. This is a new pot. Something that does happen with the older pots that you use for other things, if they were diseased, if they did have anything like that going on, you really do want to put them in a 1 part to 9 parts. So 1 part bleach to 9 parts water solution. Soak them in that, for especially the plastic and terracotta as well, in that solution for a while to kill off anything. But this is a brand new pot, so I didn't have to do that. And I also wanted to put her in a nice brand new pot so that she will feel better as well. So taking off some of that old stuff, it also has quite a bit of sand in it as well, this soil. Now you don't want to go too crazy. You don't need to go too crazy unless the plant has root rot, but you do want to take off a lot of this older, heavier mix that doesn't have, the sand is supposed to be for drainage, but it really doesn't do that great of a job of drainage. With drainage, it actually produces more heavier mix, and it holds water more than it drains it out. Okay, so to put a little bit of soil in here for her on the bottom and fit her in. We want her to be about, in this size of a pot, about 1/4 of an inch. So the top of the soil should be about 1/4 of an inch from the rim of the pot, which it looks like it is. Fill in. Go ahead and fill in here. Tap it down well. And fill in. Now you want to make sure that you get that there's no air pockets in there. So push the soil down firmly, but you don't have to go crazy, but push it down, not too firm, but push it down so it is a firm but not a hard push, because you don't want to damage any roots. Okay, so now remember, she's got the humic acid, she's got a really good ProMix, is a really good soil with mycorrhizae in it. I talk about that in another video, the importance of that, and some really good organic fertilizer in there already in the soil. And then you would want to fertilize her again in about a month after she starts putting on new growth. Okay, so I've repotted her, and I'm going to water her well with, this is tepid water, lukewarm to warm water you always use on houseplants. So water her in well after the repotting. Anytime you repot, you want to water in well. And we're not going to water her until she starts to dry out some, till the soil is moist but not soggy. Another thing is you want Dieffenbachia to be able to drain really well. You never want Dieffenbachia sitting in water in the saucer. This pot actually came with a saucer. I removed it, and I will be putting her on some gravel, some marbles in a dish so that the water will drain through. So they'll be putting in something, a dish like this. The water will drain through, and she will not be sitting in water. And you know, you can already see, the nice thing about when you go to revive plants is that they even, as soon as you get them even repotted, they look healthier and happier. And she's going to get even healthier and happier as time goes on. We will revisit her in a month to see how she's doing. And at that time, we will also be doing a little fertilizing if she has started to create new growth. So that's what we will do at that time. If she hasn't, we will wait a little bit longer. Okay, well, thank you for stopping by today. And thank you, Christina, for recommending this video. Please leave comments about any indoor gardening tutorials you'd like to see. And remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video.